everyone, we are Group 6 and we will be presenting the HRIS DEI Human Resources Information System for the ACME organization. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics data, women's annual earnings were 82.3% of men's, and the gap is even wider for many women of color. Though women only made 57 cents per dollar earned by men in 1973, when this Department of Labor PSA was made, progress has stalled and we're still far from closing the pay gap. For the HRIS DEI project, the targeted issue was to decrease the pay gap that could have been cultivated by the current system. With the current system, there are problems including lack of equal pay involving gender and race, lack of transparency and fairness in the organization's compensation practices, and provided an ineffective way to manage employee data, compensation, and performance. With our updated version of the system and solutions we have provided for these issues, we hope to provide a system that will help avoid potential acts of discrimination and decrease the rates of unequal pay within the ACME organization. To create a solution for this current system, it was crucial to first identify the stakeholders' wants and needs. Through thorough research of the transcript, it was identified that the HR group, which includes the VP of HR as well as HR managers, wanted to make sure that the system updates provide centralized and objective ways to determine employee salaries, as well as have the ability to gather and analyze HR data such as demographics, compensation, and performance, and make sure that these employee contracts are compliant with legal requirements. As for the legal group, which includes the chief legal officers, internal legal counsel, head legal counsel, as well as the payroll manager, the ultimate concern was the potential discrimination in compensation practices. They needed a system platform that provided accurate and accessible data, and that this data was stored securely. Finally, as for the tech group, which includes the chief security officer and the chief information officer, there was a strong emphasis on how it was wished that the data stored in the updated system is encrypted, as this information contains sensitive data such as employee payroll and personal information. After identifying the needs of the stakeholders and users, it was crucial to ensure that the new update is scalable, reliable, and secure, and that the update would integrate well with the existing IT systems and processes.
From our research findings, we found that companies, specifically Starbucks, have started working on prioritizing equal pay in 2009, and within 10 years was able to announce 100% pay equity for partners of all genders and races performing similar work across the United States. Starbucks outlined how the process to reach this goal started with implementing many policies. One policy specifically related to significant advising to all of the hiring managers to make sure that the previous salary of the candidate is not considered when moving forward with the process of reviewing candidates to hire. There has been increased benefit in auditing salary numbers and having pay transparency that is evident with the company L'Oreal in 2007 when they called for a gender pay gap analysis and decided to go public with the results. Another company, Meta, is aiming to have 50% of its workforce be women by 2024. That shows more company efforts to close the gender pay gap for more opportunities to prioritize equality and equity. The new update to the HRIS will implement a solution to prioritize and fulfill pay equity across all employees, regardless of their gender or race. Our current recommendations include market rate comparison charts with an analysis of employee salaries to see if there are any current matches, job responsibility, performance, and experience-based salaries and bonuses with real-time data, analytics, and key metrics for managers, and seamless integration with existing IT systems for compatibility with our cloud infrastructure for large data usage. This equality-driven solution will be developed through layers of fairness and transparency and built with a risk management mindset to achieve equity and compensation. The solution will be rooted in security practices, report maintenance, responsive design, and a variety of detailed capabilities to create a workplace filled with positivity and encouragement. Through updates to the existing system that focuses on compensation transparency with the use of current data and analytics, the HRIS project strives to generate an environment where equity in pay is self-evident with the goals of improving employee morale, reducing risk related to discrimination, implementing scalability, availability, and performance measures, and utilizing reporting and integration tools for visualization purposes.
The primary benefit of the new HRIS system is the whole reason we're changing things in the first place. Once all features are released, we anticipate that there will be an increase in pay equity within the company. We want all employees to understand that their work performance and experience are the main factors that determines payroll, not any underlying systematic biases regarding gender, race, sexuality, etc. Another benefit is that all data will be centralized and easily accessible through the new system. For example, there won't be any more issues with having to move team data between the project management and business intelligence systems because it will automatically be linked with the new system. The last main benefit involves the real-time analysis feature that displays company and employee performance measures. Employees will have access to extra training modules through the system, And once those skills have been put to use, their performance analyses should automatically update to reflect the positive change. This means that there will be less waiting time to compile necessary documents or evidence together for payroll or employment reviews.
This is an example workflow in a user interface. This workflow diagram outlines a systematic approach to address an employee's pay concern. The process begins when an employee identifies an issue with the pay and initiates a request for data review. The request is forwarded to the HR department, which analyzes the input data by extracting trends and comparing the employee's pay rates with the current job market. To ensure legal compliance, HR collaborates with the chief legal officer, which meticulously examines the collected data, identifies legal requirements, and provides advice outlines for necessary actions or compensation changes. The CAO's analyze and the evidence-based report are then shared with the payroll manager, who utilizes the document as a basis for making appropriate adjustments to the employee's pay rate. This collaborative effort among HR, the CAO, and the payroll manager ensures a fair and evidence-based decision-making process.
Let's also see what the actual system will be like. From the page on the left, the managers like CEO, payroll manager, HR manager will be able to see the employee records. And on the right, the managers will have to page it directly to specific month's records they want to view, and then they also look up reference documents and pay rate. They will also be able to connect to other departments, receive requests from employees in just a few clicks. Our wireframe design is to make sure that the employee can get their requests organized and answered, and the managers can access all documents conveniently and take more advantage of the speed of communication and processing in a new system.
Let's look at our adoption strategy. To effectively introduce the new system and emphasize equitable pay, we'll use media coverage through email newsletters. These newsletters will highlight the system benefit and the social implications of its implementation. Communication is crucial during change, ensuring stakeholders understand the system's rationale. We will involve select users in testing and feedback to promoting teamwork and ownership. Once released, comprehensive training will be provided to all employees. Paid training sessions and written guides will ensure a smooth transition. In the first 2 weeks, employees will attend 2 1-hour crash courses covering general information, basic features, and a specific area within the company. This tailored approach guarantees the employee have the necessary skills. Concerning improvement is vital. We analyze system adoption and optimize its usage during the initial weeks. Additional training will be available as needed. We foster community involvement, allowing employees to showcase features, share feedback, and communicate with the finance team. This promotes innovation, productivity, and motivation.
We have an anticipated time of development of 1 year, and here are some key points we would like to hit in each of the quarters within that time. In quarter 1, we want to start integrating all of our current systems and associated data with the new system. We will also survey users we haven't heard from yet to gather general feedback on how they use the current system, and then use those responses to continue developing our user interface prototypes and interactions. In quarter 2, we want to determine performance requirements, and then implement the employee training modules based off of them. We also want to meet with users to update them on development and ask if there are any extra could-haves for the system if the development team has spare time later on. In quarter 3, we want to implement the real-time analysis features that will present company and employee performance metrics. We also want to ensure that all legal and non-functional requirements regarding things like sustainability and accessibility are either currently or going to be met in the development plan. In quarter 4, we want to figure out who should be assigned to the update team, finalize system and data integrations, and assess the accuracy of our performance testing to make sure all efforts to mitigate biases are working as expected.